Hello one and all, Musto0063 back again to continue on with Mega Man 2. And next up we're going to take out Flashman. And his stage really does go by in a flash, so I'm probably going to have to talk quite quickly in order to say everything I'd like to. Starting with the music. My favourite Robot Master Stage theme in the game, no question. It's just kick-ass. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is quite possibly the clumsiest run I could have had on this stage. I get hit on almost everything. This is an example of how bad things go when I'm not focusing on perfect runs. Look at that. I actually felt the need to go and get that health pickup and the stage was barely 15 seconds old. All the crazy cannons in this first section, when you position yourself correctly, are mostly okay. What can be a little tricky is the slippery fall, which often makes it difficult for you to right yourself in a tight position. As you saw there, I slid past the point I wanted to, had to backtrack and got a pellet shot in the back for my trouble. You don't notice lots of different routes you could take through this section. If you have the crash bomber and or a utility item, item 1 being the most helpful, you could go some of the other paths, and I guess you could play that one up we just saw, but it's a bit of a long-winded route. Remember the trick dealing with the sniper armour? Jump when he lands and he won't shoot at you. In order to make it through this stage buster only and not take any damage, I really need to go down the left of the two holes. And that crazy cannon is a complete and total bastard. More on that later. Again, take the leftmost path. Now this one is a room that would have been problematic if not impossible to get through buster only on the right hand side, as you don't have enough time to get down before the worms spawn out and little holes block your path. And dropping down off this screen, take the middle path. By not taking the left path, I don't have to worry about old blocky, and by not taking the right path, I don't have to deal with the sniper armour. You'll land on the upper section of this screen and avoid having to deal with not one, but two more sniper armours. As is a Let's Play, I decided to continue all the way at the top so I can collect this E-tank. As you'll see in just a second, I have to backtrack because I need the crash bomber to continue with the top path. Take the bottom path and yet again avoid another sniper armour. And if you jump manically like I just did there, the chances are he won't get an opportunity to shoot at you. But also wait for a little bit to land to get a bit further over to the left, so that when I double back on myself here, I'll just snipe you scroll off the screen. And with that, after only about a minute and a half, we're already at Flashman. And I get off to not a very good start, but in my defence, he really shouldn't have hit me. Go pause that frame by frame and you'll see I definitely cleared him. Flash's deal is that he can freeze you in place for a short period of time, that's unavoidable, a little bit of a contrast to Bright Man from Mega Man 4, he'll then fire off a whole slew of pellet shots at you. You need to be sufficiently high up so that you're out of the pellet shot's range, and that's sometimes easier said than done. He's slow moving and takes quite a bit of damage from a Mega Buster shot, but the uneven and slippery terrain and what can be irritatingly timed time-freezing attacks make this not all that straightforward. Very easy to beat, not quite so the perfect run. For our troubles, we get the Time Stopper, one of the most useless weapons in Mega Man history. Activate it and the weapon energy bar depletes completely. You can't turn it off, and all it does is freeze enemies in place for the time it takes the energy to run out. It's only somewhat useful during Quickman stage, or when fighting Quick himself. We also get item number 3, a platform that only works when it runs up walls, and to be honest, in most scenarios sucks, at least in comparison to item 1 that we got from defeating Heatman. So, although a very short stage, there are a few trouble spots. Nothing I couldn't eventually handle though. Enjoy the perfect run. Thanks for tuning in for the perfect run. Now to be honest, although there were a few mess-ups on some of the crazy cannons in this first scrolling screen, the trick to getting by this first one is to wait until it's shot 6 times. Then it will change its trajectory, and you can use that time to drop down and destroy it. Careful not to slide too far this time. Most of the outtakes were limited to 2 things: the single crazy cannon in the falling screen section, and Flashman. I think shooting through walls grand. Makes dealing with that cannon a complete non-event. And again, jump when this thing lands and you'll prevent it shooting anything at you. So that's fairly easy to get by. Now this crazy cannon, at least on the GameCube Anniversary Collection version, does not shoot pellets consistently. I swear, if you're standing right in the left corner, sometimes a pellet shot passes over Mega Man's head, and sometimes it hits him. There seems to be no consistency. Now, go check out someone else's Flashman's Perfect Run video. Mega Man is able to stand in the very left corner and the pellet shot never seems to hit him. That's bloody infuriating. I can't even really describe the manoeuvre I performed to get past him just a few moments ago. That one blasted enemy got me over and over again. Once past it, the rest of the stage is a complete cakewalk. And since this was a perfect run and attempt only, no need to bother with the free energy tank this time around. And that's it, we really are at Flashman again. And he was a bit of a nuisance. It can be difficult to predict exactly how he's going to move and when he's going to freeze time. You really need to be on higher ground when that happens, or chances are you won't be able to jump high enough to avoid his pellet shots. He can also be tricky to jump over and clear, especially if the game wants to screw you over with wonky hitboxes. And I was very lucky there. I unfroze while he was shooting the last of his pellet shots, and the momentum of my jump was just enough to carry me over them. And I moaned about the hitbox during the Let's Play. I think it just worked in my favour when getting that final hit on him just there. Phew. Okay, before the difficulty analysis, this is just me demonstrating the hitbox weirdness with this crazy cannon. Why does it inconsistently hit and miss you? No rhyme, reason, logic or anything seems to be behind this. Don't get me wrong, I'm insanely glad that sometimes it misses you, but god damn is this irritating. A very short, yet not altogether straightforward stage to perfect run this. It did only take 35 minutes to achieve success. But in those 35 minutes, I suffered a total of 26 outtakes, 6 of them on Flashman. Over half were due to that one blasted crazy cannon. I've said all I want on that really, nothing else in the level is all that problematic, although a few careless failures every now and again. Flashman is no pushover either. As stated, he's dead easy to beat, but tricky-ish to perfect run. You need to keep a decent track of time during the fight so you can anticipate when he's going to freeze it and act accordingly by getting to higher ground and jumping in order to avoid his pellet shot deluge. Not terribly simple. The slippery terrain does not help any for this battle either, and although thankfully it didn't cost me, rather like the very end of a successful perfect run, it's easy to end up slipping around and moving in a direction you really didn't want to. But you do often get decent opportunities to hit Flashman and take him out reasonably quickly, so that's a plus. If he was anything like Metal Man in that regard, this could theoretically turn into one of the hardest bosses to perfect run. I wasn't raging with fury during this. Again, after all, it only took 35 minutes. But that damn cannon enemy was pissing me off sufficiently enough that I couldn't say I was all that mellow either. Bungle that thinking together and I come up with a rating of 4 out of 10. It's Flashman and that one crazy cannon that elevate the rating. But the fact the stage is so short and it only took me just over half an hour to complete, it ain't going up any higher than 4. So that's another stage out the way. Make sure you come crash the party and join me next time. Cheerio.